Ouch. You're really on business. You're just fuel for the gauntlets.
Please, help me!
You're not getting the best of me.
left off. Death can't stop us.
I wish it would stop you at least.
I'm just getting started, Ganryu.
Nicely done. I'm right here.
Now fall! You just die!
I'm not done having fun yet. Yes, yes, this is what I wanted, what I needed. This dance with death. I love it. Take this. What? Lost your nerve? Dead?
That's your best! You knew this was coming.
Swordplay is a game of strength. Winning is what matters. And you can bring as many friends as you want. Not good. What got them so?
Pick your battle, piggy!
Musashi! We both want the same thing, Musashi. But there's only room for one at the top. And it won't be a coward who runs for the jewels. Words never did work between us, did they?
This isn't hell. Or my world. What is this place? Also, you don't have a chance.
you and your awful kind put him through, too. Were you feeling left out? Here, let me show you something to cheer you up.
Controlling this lightning.
I don't have time for these stupid games.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Anyway, do enjoy.
Onimusha, Way of the Sword is an ambitious revival of one of Capcom's most iconic action-adventure series, rebuilt entirely within the studio's cutting-edge RE engine to deliver a blend of high-drama, cinematic sword combat and atmospheric horror. The game places players in the role of the legendary swordsman Miyamoto Musashi, modelled after and inspired by the likeness of screen legend Toshiro Mifune, grounding the game with both historical weight and cinematic reverence. The setting is a dark, supernatural reinterpretation of Edo period Kyoto, a city already brimming with intrigue, artistry and conflict, but here corrupted by billowing clouds of malignant energy known as Malice. These miasmic storms cloak entire districts, warping the natural order and giving rise to Genma demons, monstrous manifestations that lurk in every alleyway, temple and blood-soaked battlefield. At its heart, the game remains faithful to the spirit of Onimusha, fast, deliberate and highly skill-based swordplay that rewards timing, precision and adaptability, while expanding its systems with modern design sensibilities. Musashi wields his trusted katana as his primary weapon, but his combat prowess is amplified by the ancient Oni Gauntlet, a cursed yet sentient artifact fused to his arm. This gauntlet not only absorbs the souls of vanquished enemies, but also grants access to devastating Oni armaments, supernatural weapons that channel the energy of the spirit realm. These armaments range from fiery blades that cleave through hordes with wide arcs, to ethereal spears capable of piercing armour and disrupting magical wards, each dramatically altering Musashi's combat flow. A key mechanic, Oni Vision, allows players to slow down perception and highlight hidden threats, revealing both enemy positions cloaked in malice and weak points that can be exploited with precision strikes. Combat design emphasises a balance between accessibility and depth. Unlike punishing Souls-like experiences that rely heavily on attrition and repetition, Onimusha Way of the Sword is crafted to deliver empowering encounters without losing the tension of high-stakes dueling. Musashi's swordplay allows for both quick, one-handed cuts, ideal for interrupting weaker foes, and slower, two-handed swings that carry more risk but devastating reward. Players can parry melee strikes, deflect projectiles, redirect enemy momentum with guarded deflections, and roll or dodge to reposition. Combat flow becomes especially rewarding when chaining movements together. Perfect parries and evasions stack temporary buffs that heighten Musashi's speed, sharpen damage output, and enhance soul absorption. The ultimate payoff lies in the series' signature Issen system, now refined into a brutal execution called the Break Issen. When an enemy is staggered or drained of stamina, Musashi can deliver a single, lethal strike that instantly annihilates standard foes or tears massive chunks off a boss's health bar. Progression is centered on a 3-soul system, staying true to franchise tradition while modernizing its applications. Yellow souls restore Musashi's vitality, encouraging aggressive combat rather than passive recovery. Red souls accumulate as currency to upgrade weapons, armor and abilities, offering meaningful growth over the 20-hour campaign. Blue souls empower Oni armaments, fueling devastating supernatural techniques that can turn the tide of overwhelming battles, from area-clearing sweeps to protective wards. While the progression is streamlined, it still leaves room for experimentation, allowing players to specialize in styles, leaning into raw physical power, supernatural augmentation, or a balance between the two. The world design follows a largely linear campaign structure reminiscent of classic Onimusha titles, guiding players through a tightly woven narrative journey, but expands its scope with semi-open combat arenas, branching exploration zones, and optional side quests. Kyoto is divided into distinct districts and outlying environments, each with its own identity and corrupted beauty. Snow-dusted temple courtyards overtaken by writhing demonic roots, marketplaces frozen in time by malice storms, moonlit bridges swarming with spectral swordsmen, and grand feudal estates reduced to smouldering ruins patrolled by towering Genma lords. Optional objectives, ranging from rescuing civilians trapped in Malice cocoons to tracking down rare Oni relics, reward exploration without overwhelming players with filler, keeping the focus on deliberate pacing and meaningful discovery. From a cinematic standpoint, Onimusha Way of the Sword doubles down on Capcom's flair for presentation. The RE engine delivers jaw-dropping detail across every facet of the world. Musashi's weathered face reflects scars of both battle and time. Fabric physics render his armor and hakama with stunning realism, and dynamic particle systems fill the skies with drifting ash, swirling snow, or glowing embers depending on the environment. Cinematic cutscenes, shot with dramatic angles inspired by classic Chanbara samurai films, seamlessly blend with gameplay to create a sense of flow and immersion. The game aims to immerse players in not just action, but a living historical drama reimagined through the lens of dark fantasy, where every sword clash feels theatrical and weighty. Boss encounters stand as the true centerpiece of the campaign, designed as cinematic jewels that merge historical reverence with grotesque supernatural spectacle. Each major foe carries not just mechanical depth but also narrative weight, embodying twisted reflections of Musashi's past or corrupted paragons of Edo's warrior class. Some are Genma-possessed samurai whose skill rivals Musashi's own, demanding mastery of parries, feints, and reading tells. Others are hulking monstrosities warped by Malice, using arena-shattering attacks that force players to study terrain and react dynamically. One such battle sees Musashi clashing atop a collapsing pagoda against a demonized warlord wielding dual glaives that spin like windmills of fire and steel, with every floor break transforming the environment and adding vertical peril to the duel. Another pits him against a spectral archer whose arrows bend unnaturally mid-flight, requiring mastery of Oni vision to track their trajectories in time. These encounters are not only skill checks but theatrical events that punctuate the narrative, echoing the series' legacy of stylish boss design while using modern cinematic staging to heighten emotional payoff. The lore weaves a tapestry of historical and mythological influences. Kyoto itself is not just a backdrop but a character, its shrines, alleys, and riverbanks reshaped by Malice into nightmarish mirror worlds. NPCs trapped in this corrupted city offer quests, cryptic advice, or betrayals, forcing players to decide who to trust in a reality where human and demon blur. Journals, relics, and Oni inscriptions scattered throughout expand on the mythos of the Gauntlet, hinting at its origins as a weapon forged in an ancient war between mortal warriors and the Genma, long before Musashi's time. Choices, whether to aid innocents, destroy corrupted shrines, or wield Oni power with restraint or abandon, feed into a branching morality system that can subtly alter dialogue, encounters, and ultimately the ending itself. While the campaign is intended to be around 20 hours, replayability is built into this structure, with New Game Plus and challenge modes encouraging mastery and experimentation with different Oni armament builds. Atmospherically, Capcom leans into both horror and reverence for Chanbara cinema. Malice storms shifty environment in real time, shrouding battlefields in swirling fog, suffocating silence, or eruptions of crimson lightning that silhouette combatants in otherworldly light. Sound design heightens tension with creaking wood, distant chants, and sudden demonic shrieks cutting through stillness. Veteran composer Shusaku Uchiyama, Resident Evil Devil May Cry, contributes to a score that fuses taiko drums, shakuhachi flutes, and eerie electronic textures, oscillating between traditional Japanese motifs and modern horror ambience. This blending of styles reinforces the duality of Onimusha, a series rooted in history yet unafraid to embrace the supernatural. Beyond combat and story, Onimusha Way of the Sword integrates smaller systems to enrich immersion. Environmental interaction allows Musashi to exploit his surroundings, kicking tables into charging foes, slicing down hanging lanterns to set areas ablaze, or collapsing weak wooden bridges to strand enemies. Side quests often tie into local folklore, exorcising restless spirits haunting wells, restoring offerings to desecrated shrines, or seeking out lost swords of legendary masters. Some quests reward permanent upgrades to the Oni Gauntlet, unlocking hidden armaments or entirely new combat stances. Meanwhile, training grounds and dueling masters scattered across Kyoto allow players to refine skills, granting unique movesets or techniques only accessible through perseverance and exploration. From a development perspective, Capcom positions this entry as both a revival and reinvention. The RE engine, previously proven in Resident Evil and Devil May Cry, enables a level of fidelity and cinematic polish that ensures the game can stand alongside other AAA action titles of this generation, while still paying homage to the series' origins on the PlayStation 2. The decision to cast Musashi in the image of Toshiro Mifune underscores Capcom's respect for the franchise's roots in samurai cinema, ensuring the character feels instantly iconic. Early previews from industry insiders describe the combat as kinetic but clean, the presentation as sumptuous and theatrical, and the overall tone as a careful balance between dread, honour, and spectacle. Ultimately, Onimusha Way of the Sword aims to re-establish the franchise as a pillar of Capcom's portfolio, blending historical drama, horror atmosphere, and rewarding sword combat into a single cohesive vision. It's not intended to mimic the grueling difficulty of From Software's works, but rather to carve its own niche as an accessible yet skillful action-adventure, steeped in Japanese folklore and cinematic tradition. Now you can enjoy an extended look at the screenshots. Enjoy!